Simply put, the 300ZX Z32 platform was a game changer that inspires to this day. Yet it still begs the question, why are those who own these cars so dedicated to them? The Z32 platform attracts owners of all ages, and what's more evident today, given this car's age, is how many people own their current Z for 5+ years or have had at least multiple Z32s. As an owner myself, I decided the best way to answer the question as to why we are so engrossed with our cars was to meet up with my peers to talk about it. It's evident that if you own a Z32, you don't just own it, you savor it to a point that truly makes you a connoisseur.
Good, fun toy, but at the same time learned a lot. You know, it's one of the halo cars from the 90s where, you know, between the Supras, the Zs, the RX-7s, this was the one that did it for me. And to have it in this cobalt green with tan interior, there's not many out there that look like this.
Nissan 300ZX, I mean, there's some classics. Jaguar E-Type, Porsche 911s. The first time you see them, you never forget them. Well, this is my Ferrari, I think. It's one of the most beautiful cars ever made. I've wanted it since 1990. Finally got one 10 years ago. She was born in NA. Over the last 10 years, I've done upgrades. Did a twin turbo swap over the winter, so now she's putting over 472 wheels. One of the most beautiful cars on the planet, and what I like about it is it's customized just for me.
I built the car for road racing. Perfect platform for handling. Love beating the balls off the car. Nothing feels like this car inside. The cockpit is just, it's unmatched. I've had a dozen cars between the 3 Zs that I've had, and I always go back, no matter how many problems it has. I love the car so much that I went and opened up my own shop that specializes in them, Z-Force Performance.
I was 17 years old at the time. I said, wow, I need one of these. I went out, I found one, I bought one, didn't tell my parents. I hid it in my grandmother's garage until I was able to register it the next spring. Did a little bit of work on it. Still wasn't exactly sure what I was doing, but you know, I drove the car, I loved it. I had it for about a year. I twin turbo swapped that one, and then we unfortunately had a little accident in it, you know. And I was like, at that point, I could have gotten out of it, but these cars are so special, I had to get another one. I was looking for a couple months. I found this one in Texas, and I said, that's convertible, that's really neat, looks really clean, I need it. So I purchased it, and that was a mistake. I received the car, and it was all, the car was not as advertised. The automatic transmission was blown, the body wasn't straight, but I said, I need this car. I'm gonna put the time and effort into it. I took the engine out, took the transmission out, I got the frame straightened, I got the body painted, and I put a twin turbo 5-speed in it.
This car in 1999, and I've been into sports cars for many years, starting with a 240Z, and this I feel is one of the finest examples of the Z series. And even though I own a newer 350Z, I still feel this car is the true sports car of the group.
The 300ZX is appreciated by its current owners and of course its past owners. I want to thank you for tuning in and remind you to subscribe.